I never thought I had a problem with forgiveness, or specifically unforgiveness, but several years ago something happened to prove that to be wrong. A fellow believer, a person in leadership, did the unforgivable. This person said some very hurtful things and made some very hurtful decisions. Hurtful, that is, to me and the people that I love. Hurtful in my perception of the situation. All I could think about was how wrong this person was and how much I hurt. I opened the door for Satan to fill my mind with lies, and I became a true daughter of Eve, easily deceived. Some of the thoughts that went through my head during that time were things like, this person purposely and intentionally hurt me. I don't deserve to be treated like this. I didn't do anything wrong. I have a right to be angry. I don't even think they're really a Christian. I have a right to defend my position, even if it means talking behind their back. I can't forgive this person, and until they repent and ask me for forgiveness, I don't need to forgive them. I'm going to enjoy watching God take them down. See how it spiraled downward? I allowed vengeful thoughts to enter my mind and dwell there. I sought out other reasons to be offended by them, and I clung to my opinion that I was right. But in clinging to rightness, I gave up righteousness. I experienced a leanness to my soul, a lack of joy in my life, and a strained relationship with the Lord. The Lord took away many of the ministries that I loved, and I sacrificed many blessings by not obeying Him. I gave up mercy and grace from the Lord when I did not extend it to others, and my prayers were hindered. But worst of all, I dragged other people along in my path of self-destruction by altering their view of this person. Thankfully, I have a husband who occasionally takes the risk of telling me the hard things. He had become very concerned with my ongoing anger and my newly critical spirit. And after I became very upset over an offhand remark that someone had made, my husband said these most loving words, "You had just better get over it and forgive." I don't want to give up another relationship with someone just because they have offended you. He did not mean to hurt your feelings. He's a good guy. He just didn't have all the information. Of course, Alan's words didn't feel very loving at the time. How could he choose his side instead of mine? But I knew I needed to consider what my husband had said. And finally, I came to a place of admitting that it wasn't a situation of can't forgive, but of won't forgive. I came to the end of my strength. I found that being angry is exhausting. I begged the Lord to show me how I could forgive. I knew I couldn't do it on my own. The Lord is amazing and patient and gentle, and He opened my eyes and my heart to understanding what forgiveness is and how to do this thing called forgiving. What He showed me during that time was that forgiveness doesn't mean suddenly feeling all warm and fuzzy, but it does mean that I can look back at that situation without a sudden rush of painful feelings. Forgiveness doesn't mean that there won't be consequences. I already experienced consequences for my sin. Forgiveness doesn't automatically bring reconciliation. But by not forgiving, I'm not trusting God. If I trusted Him, I would obey Him. Forgiveness means no longer desiring vengeance. It is like releasing this person from the debt to you, the debt of them feeling guilty. Forgiveness is a conscious decision of my will to be obedient to the Lord's will. And forgiveness is a gift of grace from the Lord. If I understand what I have been forgiven of, no matter what is done to me on this earth, with the Lord's help, I am able to forgive. As I prayed about these things, the Lord gave me new insights concerning my offender and myself. Is it possible that this person is a good-willed person and not the purposely malicious person that I had thought? Was it possible they were having a bad day? Was it possible that I had said or done something that triggered their behavior? Is it possible that they had had some information that I was not privy to? Is it possible that they are a more mature Christian than I? Is it possible that God was doing something in their life and my response got in His way? Is being right in a disagreement worth not being righteous? Maybe, just maybe, there's an underlying issue in my life that the Lord was trying to address. Shocking. And so I forgave. I didn't feel instantly fixed, but I realized that without planning to, over time, I began praying for this person. I no longer avoided eye contact. I no longer hurt. Soon, the Lord restored to me all that He had taken away. I started waking up excited about the new day and what it held. I didn't fall apart when the inevitable crisis of life hit, but I relied on my gentle, patient Lord to see me through. Oh, the person who offended me, you ask? Well, I sought them out and asked their forgiveness. Talk about grace giving. They didn't hesitate for a moment, but extended enormous amounts of grace towards me. Now I can look back and honestly say that the person who had at one time offended me so greatly has over time become, after my husband, one of the people I respect most in this world. Ultimately, forgiveness is the Lord's grace that we extend to others, but we are the ones that benefit.
Standing by with my brother and my sister,